Welcome to the YSSN podcast. I'm your host today, Luala Rock, and our co-host here is Crew Quip.
Hey, what it do? What it do? We're checking in. Let's get it cracking.
And then we have Sway and Rehan.
Rihanna in the building. Yes, sir. Yeah, you just got here. What it do, man? Everybody knows who it is, man. Your main man, Sway, up in the building. Back at it for episode 3, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all y'all.
What it do?
Salute.
What it do?
Hey, bet. So today we're going to be talking about Afro basketball. They have a qualifier window this upcoming weekend. The first game should be on the 22nd. If you guys don't know what AfroBasket is, it's the premier tournament for Africa, organized by FIFA African region. So they have let me read from the thing so I don't screw it up. So they have about 16 national teams. They play about 36 games to qualify for the tournament. They have a window from February, and then the window right now is November. The February window already had their group stages, and then there's another window in February 2025. And then the tournament this year will be in Angola. So everyone book your tickets, be prepared. And they'll be playing for the Afro Basketball Cup. And we actually have Koor, who got been called up to the South Sudan national team, who will be competing in this upcoming window and hopefully in the tournament.
What it do? Let's get to
work.
What
are your guys' thoughts on the upcoming window? And we mainly cover South Sudan, but do you guys have any insight on it? Cool, you're on the team, so can you give us some insight?
Yeah, man. I feel like this window we got some good guys. Got some good players that are available. I'm not too worried about who we're playing, just because I know the team runs deep. Not even just the team, just our country in general. We got a lot of players that can go. So it's exciting.
It's gonna be exciting because we have some sources that were able to provide us the roster, and they brought the big guns out. Crew will be one of the players. They also have Wenyan Gabriel, Nooney, Jackson McCoy, Dio Deng, and much more. And then this time, Lual Deng will be the coach, and then Aju Deng, his older brother, will be the assistant coach.
Okay.
So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting. So, what are you guys' expectations of like the Afro basketball, at least just this upcoming window? Do you guys have any teams outside of South Sudan that you guys are interested to watch?
To be honest, I'm always excited to watch Senegal play. They're always competing. They got a lot of players, a lot of great players there, and they're a squad that that can compete with anybody in Africa. They're a high level team, great. They're coached very well. So that's a team for me that's exciting to see.
It's ahead for me. Another team that comes ahead for me would be like Egypt, because they just barely signed somebody nice, and it's like those are our rivals. So like I said, I gotta watch them, make sure they lose.
I'm more so I'm there to watch South Sudan and Mali, which is actually in South Sudan's group. I think they're a pretty good team. But the team I'm really like, they're in group C, is Gabon. They just got a former NBA player who plays overseas. What's it called? Silva, to play for the team. So they might actually make some noise. They might be a little sleeper.
Okay,
so let me break down kind of like how the structure works. If you guys don't know how Afro basketball works, there are 4 groups. We have Group A, which is Team South Sudan, and they have Morocco, Mali, and the Congo. Morocco was actually a team that didn't qualify for the Afro basketball. Just to let you guys know, but since there's so much unrest in Mozambique, which was actually in South Sudan's group, Morocco actually took Mozambique's side because the political unrest in Mozambique was just so crazy that they had to give Morocco the qualifier, put Morocco in that group stage. And then you have Group B with they already did their qualifiers in February 2024. You have Cape Verde, who went 3-0. They're a team to watch out in the future. They're really good. They got the guy from Real Madrid. I always forget his name, but he's a really good player. And then there's Libya, Uganda, and Nigeria. Nigeria lost all 3. And then we have Group C, which has Senegal, which I think might be the favorite to win that group. They play this upcoming window. And they have Cameroon, Gabon, and Rwanda. Then you have Group D, which has Ivory Coast, Egypt, Madagascar, and Central African Republic. They already played in February. Surprisingly, Egypt lost to Ivory Coast, which was I don't know if it was an upset. Might be not an upset, but it seems like an upset to me. Ivory Coast went 3-0. They're leading that group. Then you have Group E, which has Tunisia, Angola, Kenya, and Guinea. Tunisia went 3-0. Just a quick fact: Tunisia has won the last three AFCONs, so they won it every 12 years. They've been winning it, and no one has contested them. So yeah, so Kur, what are your thoughts on being called up? Like, how does that? Do you have any insight? How do you feel about it?
It's a honor, for sure to represent the country. Um, these games, all these games are important. Not everybody on the team can make it. So the guys, who are up next got called up, and the best thing I could do is just be ready to play and go out there and give it my all. So I'm excited. I'm excited to go back and play with the team again. It's been over 2 years since I played with the guys last time, so it's amazing. It's an amazing honor.
Yeah, how are you gonna cope? Because you told us that you had a little injury, and what are your plans on at least managing that for this upcoming window?
Well, yeah. So yeah, earlier this season I did have a knee injury. Had me sit out a few games, and I'm still working on getting back to 100. The knee injury is is gonna be on and off thing. It's not something that's gonna go away, and I know that, and I understand that these FIBA windows are usually time given for players that are not representing their national teams in these competitions, in this international competition, get rest and really decompress from playing basketball, or even getting time to get stronger. But for me, knowing I was caught up and they need me, um, I decided to talk to my medical staff to make sure that I was clear to play. One or two of the games. Depending on how I feel, I might play all three. It's just depending on how it feels day to day, because it is tough playing three basketball games back to back days. Like
And they're
the older you
competitive.
get, yeah, the older you get, it's really tough because it's not like
Yeah.
AAU, where you play 8 games in one day. You know, when you can do that when you're just a teenager. Like I'm a grown man now, so I'm gonna just try and see how it feels and just keep the everybody in the loop with the medical staff and everything to make sure I'm at my best and I can actually perform my best.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting. Let's. I actually have a question for everyone. For you, who are you most excited to play with, and for Rihan and Sway, who are you guys most excited to see on Team South Sudan?
Well, I'm most excited to play with, all the guys, man. Obviously, there's a lot of guys that I played with before, and then there's a lot of guys I haven't played with before. I feel like who I'm excited to play with alongside with is Winyan. Winyan is a guy, a player that I look up to. He's like a big brother. But not ever playing with him. Definitely, give me insight on a lot of things. He's been at the highest levels. Like I feel like there's a lot I can learn from him. Him playing EuroLeague and him being in the NBA. So that's who I'm most excited to play with and learn from.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, it'll be exciting to see what you and Wendy and that dynamic duo. If they do get you guys on the court at the same time, that'd be pretty interesting. Hopefully, you guys can get some amazing plays going.
But even if we
Sway,
don't get on the court, it's gonna be able. I'll be able to see, how he goes about things. His mindset.
yeah,
And that's what I'm most excited about. I just want to learn as much as I can from players that are in positions that I want to be in the future.
yeah, that'd be sick. I think one thing that Wenyan and one insight you can get from Wenyan, because that he did play basketball with LeBron for the Lakers, and we all hear the stories of LeBron's freaking work ethic and also his how he maintains his body, because dude is 39 playing in the NBA. So I hopefully LeBron is giving Wenyan some insight on how to maintain your body and prevent injuries. That'll be you think you might know any of that, or?
I definitely do. I definitely know he knows. You know, he's seen it every day. You know, that's basically LeBron's basically his boss. You know, that's the GM.
That was that was his coach.
That's the
Yeah,
GM. That's the coach. That's the trainer.
the trainer.
Do
Yeah,
everything for the Lakers. You know.
the physical assistant. Hey, okay. So Sway, man, and Rihan, who you guys excited to see? Team South Sudan.
Yeah, I'm not really. I can't pick like an individual. Really, I'm excited to see like the whole team play.
Mm.
Like anytime you see South Sudan hoop, it's always historic, you know. At least that's just how I feel.
Yeah.
I can't really.
Like even with me, like I'm like excited to see that Wendy's about to play in these games. Nooney, Jackson, like it's gonna be a lot of people that's gonna be in our Olympic team. Like it's gonna give them a chance to build a stronger bond than just like the preseason camp before like the World Cup hits. You know,
Yeah,
this is I think this is something that's gonna it's gonna by the time Olympics come, it's gonna the bonds that we build now we'll be able to show 4 years from now.
yeah, yeah. I like how the core group is still intact and there's some new additions. So, I mean, like they played before, but like just to get the chemistry going, because
Yeah,
and hopefully they in the future they incorporate a little bit more young kids. But all the young kids are playing college basketball, so I don't
yeah.
think it's possible. But
We
right now,
like we gonna start talking to Lua, man, because it's like, man, we gotta start setting up like the 17U teams and stuff like that, the 19U teams, man. I could, I'm saying we could run them programs, man. Let them know, man.
yeah. Hey, in terms of like high school, like I think like a 17U under 21U that
Mhm.
like this kid's
Yeah, but then that's a lot of money. Like, man, we gotta let's first focus on the main group. Let's get them making some money first, so that we can start, so we can put it back right back into the women, and then we can put it back into the kids. We can get them. We can put in like, man, we need to get some money in the soccer program too.
the soccer program got enough money, man. They were the one who got the first stadium built in South Sudan, bro. They got they and y'all saw the video. The politician he said he was going to give money to the if they qualified for African Cup. I mean the Afcon for the soccer team. Y'all see that video?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Did he put up his side of the bargain?
I think so, but I don't know if we're right now we're last in our group.
Hey, man, he ain't give us a Pacific spot, man. He just said y'all gotta make it.
Yeah.
Get them boys their money.
No, the funny thing is because like we're in the same group as Uganda, man, and there was like this famous Uganda comedian. He's like, yeah, South Sudan just beat us in soccer, right? I mean, no, we just beat South Sudan in soccer, right? But I'm not gonna gloat because when that time comes and we play South Sudan in basketball, I just know it's gonna be a massacre. So I'm just gonna hold my tongue right now. Yeah,
That's why people like, hey, y'all might be able to play with the little bros, but big bros is ready.
yeah, they were like, yeah, we'll beat you in soccer, but we're not gonna gloat because hey, when basketball comes,
Yeah,
that's
don't
gonna be
speak too soon.
Hey,
yeah.
just give us a couple more years, man. Our soccer program gonna go up. Like,
Yeah, no, we won some game. We beat Kenya. Like we
yeah,
beat
oh
Kenya.
yeah. And that's come on. So let's give us some time. Like once we get right, man, we're gonna start getting gold cups and you know what I'm saying? And then we're gonna add a track team to like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna build a track facility, have all the track athletes and like we're gonna compete in all the sports. What they want an NFL team out there in South Sudan too? We'll give it to them, man. We got players, man.
Yeah. The crazy thing is like hopefully, man, we can just get our athletic program there because we do have that one kid from Australia who's 16 who ran a 10:20 something in the 100-meter dash, and he won the 200-meter and he won he's beating kids like 4 years older than him, and he's gonna compete in the national. I mean, like the international stage.
Yeah.
But there's a high possibility because he's so athletic
Yeah.
that Australia's gonna pick him up, and he's making millions of dollars already now.
That's good. It's like
But he might run for Australia. That's the only issue.
Yeah, I think that shit is dope. Like when South Sudanese like you know what I'm saying. Even though he doesn't get to do it under like the South Sudanese banner, he still has the South Sudanese flag to represent. So at the end of the day, like that's still like he's still like it's a South Sudanese person showing up. Like because we got hella track stars that just don't like we have a few who represent South Sudan, but there's like a lot more that's with other countries. That's with Canada. I believe like Switzerland. Like you know what I'm saying. Like, we got track stars. Like we got we just don't got like track facilities or like track coaches back home for them to really compete, like to
Compete, yeah.
for South Sudan, you know.
Yeah, but me, I have like an issue with that. Even though, like, hey, it's your life, you make your own choices, and I want you to make the best choices for your life. Going, going with Australia is actually the best choice for your life. You'll make a lot more money and provide for your family. But there's also like just that little pride in me, bro. Like, I don't feel like we're less than. I don't feel like, yes, we might have the facilities, but like you just grind it out and you win like a silver or gold medal for South Sudan, then people will invest. Nike will invest in a program in South Sudan for track. You are the best runner in the world, so they have to invest. They have to invest in the best runner in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where like yes, you can just go with the establishment, but why don't you create your own establishment like what Luol Deng did? Luol Deng was like, yeah, when South Sudan became an independent country, yes, I could have just stuck with like just did my own thing and had my own money, but like I felt like I had an obligation, just how like Manu Bol had, like even though their obligation wasn't like they were forced to do it, it was just more like this is where I was born,
Yeah.
this is where my heritage is at. I need to build this thing up, and I see that
That's what we are as a people.
yeah, they just need the opportunity to just shine. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of have like an issue when like players don't, especially exceptional players, don't play for their own country. That's
yeah. Because it's like I'm like because I definitely feel that like because it's like I think like, it's one thing for me if it's like if your country doesn't qualify or doesn't even get a chance to compete in that sport. But then if it's like if your country has an established sports program in that same field, but you choose to just play with the stronger team, that's what I'm like, man. You look like you sell out. You're a sellout. You're a Jake Paul. You're a Jake Paul type of person. Like you're not doing it for the integrity of the game, the respect of the sport, the love of it. You just it's all image and money. Like all you like that's all you care about. And
yeah.
I can't rock with that.
Yeah. If you're gonna like go with like another different country, let's just say like a rope. I think is a rope of Canada.
Yep.
The money you make, obviously, go help your family and help yourself. Enjoy your money, but at the same time, at least have like some obligation to go to South Sudan and like develop the track program.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if a rope, a Tieng Mu, and this I forgot his name from Australia, even though he's the best runner right now. They are just that's just us being able to get the resources we need to develop our athletic abilities, and now we're competing in international stages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I got to give a shout out to Luol Deng. We're gonna go on the topic about his interview with the Knuckleheads, but like that's what he talked about, and kind of like it just shows like yeah, Manute Bol came to South Sudan and taught kids basketball because he was just in Egypt chilling with his family, and he's like, you know what? Let me just go teach the kids how to play basketball. Then he realized like, oh my god, these kids just need an opportunity, like just how I had an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't like I'm being forced to do this. It's more like I feel like I see something that isn't being what's it called fed.
Yeah.
Like in the athletic scene, yeah, I know. Like, and that's what Luol Deng is like. Yeah, he kind of inspired me to go back to Africa. I mean, go back to South Sudan, create some camps, and then eventually, when we became our own country, create our national program.
But yeah, because I feel like it's one thing too. Like if there's people they're trying to build like skating programs, like skateboarding programs in South Sudan. Like
Yeah.
that's a lot more expensive than like track, like to do track stuff. Like I feel like if people are already like working on stuff like that, then it shouldn't really be too hard. And especially when like all those names you did mention, they are like well off. They all are well off refugees.
Mm-hmm.
They're all well off refugees. So like it wouldn't even be what Luol Deng's doing, kind of having to go on it by himself. It'd be like, you know what I'm saying? It'd be a lot easier because then that's 3-4 people with all different backings, with different cultures that they come with different connections, like everything that they come with, they get to put together.
Oh yeah. Cool. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. I think if you have the opportunity and you see potential, like you're gonna want to invest in that potential, especially if you know that you're blessed. You come from the same struggles. Like you were in that position, and you seen the help that you received, and you being in that position to help somebody, and then actually doing it, makes you feel very like like it's like a very humbling, giving experience. You know what I mean? Like for a lot of these people, like a lot of these guys that are doing this, they're not doing it to to showboats or to have likes and clicks. They're doing it because they genuinely believe that the future is bright, and just that giving somebody else opportunity that they had or they never had, could put them in position to take care of their families. And that's all everybody wants, is be able to take care of themselves and their family. And it's like I feel like it's a purpose. It's a purpose that everybody has. And me being from South Sudan, and everybody being from South Sudan, knowing how prideful we are about our country. I feel like we understand that it's our duty to go back home and to build what we left. Because it was kind of taken away from us in a sense.
Oh yeah,
Either
yeah,
what I mean, like the culture was forced to leave as refugees. We kind of lost our culture, and so some of us lost our touch back home, and it's our duty for us to find that touch and find our purpose and what we can do to develop the country, make it one of the world's best countries, or at least one of the best countries in Africa, because the potential is so high. The
yeah. The resources are
the
there.
people, yeah, it's just our duty, and once we come to understanding on our purposes, then I feel like we will really find peace and truly find the true humble um, meaning of what it is to be South Sudanese.
Yeah, yeah. That's a really good point, and I think us being refugees, we kind of like lose our touch and our connection to the place we are, and like we I feel like the older generation doesn't. I mean, I don't know. I can't speak for them, for us, but us younger generations, we
Yes,
kind of
for
been
sure. The younger
brainwashed.
generation, though, yeah,
Yeah, we've been brainwashed by the by the Western culture, and we kind of like we feel like obligated. Like we need to contribute to the Western culture, but like I think that's just a very superfluous way of thinking, because like I think we need to also develop our culture. There's nothing inferior about our culture compared to Western culture. I know they have more resources, they have more technology, but it doesn't change the fact like they started from somewhere, they got opportunities to become where they became. We never got the opportunity because we had to deal with the Turks, the Arabs, the British, and then the Arabs again, and like we never
right,
got the opportunity to just to develop. We lost thousands of years of being able to develop because we were just given the wrong end of the stick in terms of like history. But now that we have the opportunity, I think we need to rebuild all those things all the opportunities we lost to become greater than we are right now.
for sure. And just like the last episode, how Nyafan was talking about, we're not just athletes and models and pretty tall faces. No, we're more than that. Like we have very intellectually smart people that can do many things. We have people that can be doctors, lawyers, judges. Like things of that nature where we can really exceed in, but the opportunity is just not there to get the education. It's not always affordable, um, and I feel like that's one thing that we gotta understand is it's our job to try to bring the best potential out of our country, and that's everybody has to play their part in it. It's not gonna automatically happen out of nowhere. Like it's not magically gonna
Yeah,
happen. It's our part, and for the younger generation, it's our job to go back and do what we can, the little things, and
yeah,
follow the steps of Manu Bowl, Wall Dig, and people of that nature that are doing things back home to help build and not tear down what they built,
yeah,
because you know I feel like we all have to build our legacy, and not just in our families but just in our communities, and that's what I feel, at least my purpose is. I can't speak for everybody, but I would love everybody that's a first generation refugee that hasn't gotten home to go back home and visit family and really find the true genuine love that your people have for you, and it's gonna be an eye-opening experience.
yeah. Very eye opening. Yeah, I think all of us have been to Juba, but I can't speak for someone here. But but hey, yeah. So let's move on that. That was actually a very great topic. If you guys want us to talk more about these type of topics, just comment below. We'll make sure we can get a deeper episode that we talk deeper about it. But yeah, so next topic was like what to expect for the AFCON. I know we kind of got off topic, but what do you guys expect is going to happen in AFCON? Sway, do you have any thoughts on that?
Man, we're going undefeated.
Straight up.
Sweet. Yeah, I expect us to. I expect South Sudan to just demolish their group, and that's because we brought the big guns out. Like we didn't, and it's not. That was like my one fear. Like, is he gonna like kind of like lower the roster this time? But no, he just. Well, thing was like, yeah, we need to win. We need a trophy. We need to make more money. We need to make more noise, and that's how you do it. You don't ever falter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially when you're big.
Yeah. What for the other teams? What do you guys expect for? I think Senegal. Senegal is like the next team. I think they're gonna go undefeated in their bracket.
I'm honestly not sure what to expect. From other teams. I'm not aware of their rosters, really. But I honestly think that potential wise, every team is gonna be trying to bring their big guns out as well. Compete for AfroCon. So I'm hoping they have all the best players and the best guys because the power, the star power and player power is actually rising in Africa. It's just you want to see the highest level of competition, and I'm hoping that every team brings their best out.
Yeah, I have a feeling that Gabon might upset Senegal and Cameroon. Group C. So Group C has Senegal, Cameroon, Gabon, and Rwanda. Rwanda, East African family, but yeah, you guys are not winning a game. You guys are not winning the game. No game. I see Gabon beating either Cameroon or Senegal and maybe losing one, going maybe 2 for 1, and Cameroon going. I don't know. Cameroon might win 1 or 2 games, but I think Senegal might win 3 games, but they could get upset by Gabon. That's what I have a feeling. So that's my assumptions with Group C. Did you guys actually look at the groups and the rosters and anything like that?
I remember I looked at it. I looked at it the first time when they first released. Never got really too deep into it. But
Yeah.
I love how you did mention Rwanda because I was like, man, shout out to Rwanda, man. Y'all might not be good at basketball, but y'all definitely like a great vacationing spot, man. I swear.
They got some beautiful girls with big foreheads, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Love the foreheads, man. East Africa, man.
Yeah, I love the East African forehead, man.
Gotta love it, huh?
Hopefully they don't clip that, bro, because they got
they're staying.
Yeah.
They might have to stay, man. Editor, keep it in.
Keep it in, yeah. No, the thing is, like, if we were to make fun of Kenya, I think we have Kenya or Uganda. We have a bigger problem because they are their Twitter circles, bro. They be ruthless, bro. Ruthless, bro.
It's like clouding our ass, man.
Yeah, but hey, they can't say shit about us in basketball. They're always gonna bring up, oh, we beat y'all in soccer, but like, can y'all even stay within 30 points of us in basketball? Nah, keep yapping. You know what I mean?
Just give it some time, man. Give it a few more years, man. The soccer team gonna be up. All right, just give it some time.
Soccer team, we're gonna be there. We're getting there because like this is the first time we have stability in like whatever in so long. And look, we already beat Kenya, so Kenya can't. Yeah, because we're gonna beat you in basketball and soccer. Like, what else you guys gonna beat us in cricket? Y'all can have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What else?
Yeah. Okay. So on to the next topic, since we don't have that much time, we kind of speed through this. Morocco replacing Mozambique was kind of like a big news in the AFCON circle. Currently, Mozambique is going through some political unrest. My question is, what do you guys like? How do you guys view African teams being unable to compete in competitions because whatever social situation is going on?
It's terrible. I think Sudan's going through the same thing. Like they're not really and it's like it hurts. Like the people that are fighting, like they're fucking it. Like they're fucking up the land. They're the people are the ones that are paying the cost. Like you know what I'm saying. Even like there's athletes that's worked their life for
Yeah.
this opportunity to represent their country, and then now because of um corrupt political leaders or like selfish leaders or like I don't know like insecure leaders just because like they feel a certain type of way. Now the whole country has to be put on halt until you guys figure out you're like you know what I'm saying whatever you guys are mad about.
Yeah.
But I'm like yeah, I don't like it.
Do you think? Do you think teams should be more private, like how Lal Deng runs Team South Sudan?
Oh yeah. I think it should be far from the government. I don't think sports and government should be something that's that go hand in hand.
Sports and politics, yeah, they definitely shouldn't go hand
Yeah.
in hand.
It's one thing to like to have
Maybe
like
just in Africa. Maybe just in Africa, because in the U.S. the
Yeah,
government kind of controls
I
the.
mean, I think it's one thing to be like to have like pride of your team, be prideful and stuff like that. But then to like I don't know, like even like I guess like wasn't there like a while ago where like actually I won't even bring it up because I don't know if it's like it's gonna be stupid.
Might be controversial.
No, it just might be it might have been fake. So I'm just, but it's like like when USA is different though because it's like USA's biggest like their biggest sponsor isn't like the White House and like Donald Trump and Joe Biden is Nike. You know what I'm saying? Like Nike's giving Team USA the bag. So then like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
just
I think. Yeah, I think the U.S. in the U.S. I think these sports organizations are actually not run by the government. They're actually just nonprofits. So that's why they can accept sponsorships.
yeah, big ones, some
Yeah,
crazy.
but like, I think you're right, man. We should just. I don't think sports and government should mix because if government controls it, they can do whatever they want.
They choose who's on this team and like
Yeah,
and it's based like and it's more based off of like oh you're like like they run the team like they run like the government like yeah bro like you're my nephew and you like basketball so you on the team automatic bro like
yeah.
you
You
four
know it. You
six
know what, China? Maybe I shouldn't even say this because when you say something, bro, South Sudan lose their peak sponsorship, bro.
but we're not talking about Chinese government. No, I'm just
Yeah,
playing.
hey, more power to China, man. You know what I mean? China is such a good country, man.
They,
Just
they got such great devices and their leader does not look like Winnie the Pooh.
yeah. Xi Jinping does not look like Winnie the Pooh. You know what I mean?
He looks like a real.
what's wrong with y'all?
Yeah, Peak is the best sports brand in the country, in the world, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to Peak.
Peak. Like I rock with Peak because they actually they saw our potential. They respected like they respect like
Yeah, and they gave us money to operate, and I think that's what South Sudan needs. We have the talent, we just don't have the money to operate. But now we kind of do, and I think the more we win, the more money we'll get,
mhm,
the more South Sudanese basketball players hopefully in the future will get paid. But yeah, that political unrest is kind of scary, man.
mhm.
But hopefully, I don't think that'll ever happen to like I've been seeing a lot more sub-Saharan African teams that don't have political unrest competing. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing to see that even if they have political unrest, they're still able to compete.
Yeah, they're able to get it. Yeah,
Yeah, maybe they should. I think they should just adopt the model and like just have it be a nonprofit where you could compete for grants internationally and get money, and then also not have the government be down your throat.
yeah. Or like even a situation like with some of these countries, why don't you just do like what is it called? Like remember when the floods were happening in Katrina? So then
Yeah.
the Hornets were playing in the OKC stadium. Like the Hornets would have to like they were practicing and training in OKC. I,
Hmm.
like I feel like why don't they try to do something like that? I mean like I
They
guess
could have, but I don't know. I don't know the details of it or why they left, and
yeah. They
I
probably
don't know anyone in Mozambique, and I like that'd be amazing to get some insider information on why they had like why they couldn't just be able to like separate, just do what Team South Sudan did and just go get the team, aggregate them in a different country,
yeah.
Mozambique, outside of the riots. You know, what I mean, keep the team safe. And you never. And here's the thing: is like people underestimate the value of sports. Yes, there's political unrest in Mozambique.
Yeah.
Imagine if Mozambique wins AFCON, that could actually change the attitude of like, like it can make people's days in Mozambique brighter, and it can actually kind of maybe resolve the political unrest. And I actually do have an example of something like that happening. Is like I think 2000 something, Didier Drogba, Yaya Toure, they all played for Ivory Coast, and there was a civil war happening with the Muslims in the north, and then the government. There was a civil war. A lot of people were dying, but since Didier Drogba and their team was doing so well, and they were in the I think AFCON final, he made an announcement and said, "Hey, we need everyone in Ivory Coast. We're all one. We're not separated. Let's what's it called? Let's all unite." And they actually won the AFCON, and that's what people say. They attribute him resolving a portion of the civil war and ending it was to
Mhm.
Didier. That's the story. I don't know if it's 100% true, but
But
if
I
it
think
is true, it could. You know what I mean?
because it brings it out. Like I mean, even in South Africa with the rugby,
Yeah,
like back in the days, like because they were really segregated. Like they were like it was more than just a religion. Like it was like a race. Like it was like something you can visually see. Like and like they were able to you know what I'm saying, gridlock gang, make a gridlock gang type of comeback, and like they did that for their country.
yeah.
Hold on, Kurt, them niggas sponsor us.
Hey, so so the Didier Drogba thing is actually true. He said, "Please lay down your weapons and hold elections." Yes, it's true that Didier Drogba played a key role in helping end a civil war in his home and country of Ivory Coast.
Mhm.
So that's it. That's true. And
That's crazy. That's an amazing story, man.
a very good story. That's the power of athletes. You guys have
That's the impact. Yeah, the impact of
impact.
sports.
Yeah. Yeah, welcome back. We just took a quick break. So we are talking about athletes, their impact, and how they're able to affect social change in their given countries. What do you guys' are thoughts on that? We just gave the example of DJ Drogba on the Ivory Coast.
Mhm. Um,
You don't have.
I was ready for you. Yeah, always ready. You're always gonna start. So always.
I was gonna start,
ready.
man, but hey,
yeah, okay. I couldn't think of an example, so I was like, fuck.
yeah, I think an
example.
actual example would be
You trying to say like time like a country was going through war, but then uh, like um like some kind of tournament
you
made
you
it
you have the example of South
South
Africa and how they beat the All Blacks, which is like the New Zealand team, which is like the best rugby team in the world.
Yeah.
And yeah, the movie Invictus with Morgan Freeman pretty much kind of described that. But what's interesting is we countries like Mozambique, I think, could benefit from if Mozambique could compete and do well in the AFCON qualifiers. They could benefit from that and kind of like
Mhm.
get some of that political unrest some ease. You know what I mean? And it's mainly riots and police brutality and just the government just abusing their power in Mozambique right now, which is very unfortunate. So what do you guys' thoughts on that? And actually, what are your guys' thoughts on South Sudan uplifting the country during the Olympics and also during the World Cup? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
It's real. Like I felt it. Like even going back to why Mozambique should be playing. This is the reason they should be playing. When we when we played those World Cups, when we was like before we even got to the Olympics and we was in the open qualifiers trying to get to the Olympics. Like when we were winning and we were breaking records, like I was there was never a time I was more proud of being South Sudanese. And I would feel that with others like South Sudanese people. Like a lot of times like there's like a lot of different South Sudanese. Like everybody's like I wouldn't say we're tribalists, but everybody says their own. Like most of the times, like they're with their own cousins, their own tribe, community, or however they want to do it. But when that was going down, like all that shit flew out the window. Everybody was just so proud to be South Sudanese. Like that was one of the best like feelings ever. Like everybody was on the ship. Like basketball players, soccer players, Sudanese. There was even people that even like North Sudanese people were rocking, like you know what I'm saying, it wasn't like it's something that affects people, like how they like when you see your people winning and you see them like succeeding, that brings a sense of pride, and like that sense of pride is what's gonna make them oh, like, bro, why are we doing this to our own home? Why are we doing this to our own people? I think that's where Mozambique like really did mess up, especially with the chance like they had to actually compete. Yeah, like that was I think that was a bad mistake. I wouldn't say too much on the basketball program because I really can't say why it is that they're not playing, but like at least for just how it's going down.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's their fault. You know what I mean? It's more the government's fault that they're. You know what I mean? But
Get mad at the coach like, bro, what are you doing, man? We need to see y'all play.
yeah. But the thing is, with the last Olympics, we are what's it called? Getting more eyes on African basketball and also African soccer as well. AFCON was probably, I think it was like the second most viewed tournament outside of the EuroLeague last year. So this is like, I think this is an opportunity to capitalize and get eyes on your country, and more eyes on your country could do a lot of benefit. You could probably get more international grants if people are like seeing like, oh, there's like, look, they're doing good in sports, they're boosting their tourism, people want to go there now, people are keep getting the eyes on there. It's always a good thing, you know what I mean, to get more eyes into your country. And it also could also expose some of the political unrest your country has, and you know, create change in the international stage. So I think that's where they kind of missed out on. But yeah, Morocco took their spot. Morocco's gonna get that ass whooping from Team South Sudan. Let's get it.
BTA, man. BTA.
BTA.
Yeah, should we start getting a belt every time South Sudan?
Get the gosh. Get the gosh. Get the gosh. Stop playing with them, bro.
Ass, BTA.
Hey, gosh to ass. Gosh to ass. This is a nice. This is the nice leather one too.
Yeah, just hey, yeah.
Hold on. Hold on.
Belt to ass. Okay.
Bro.
Crazy, man. This dude's a fool, bro.
Oh my god.
Last but not least, so right before that, I think it was like last week, Luol Deng did a podcast with the Knuckleheads, and yo, that shit kind of got me a little mad because we were supposed to do that. Yeah, we planned it. We already had the notes and what questions to ask. And luckily, they didn't ask the questions we wanted to ask, but Luol Deng kind of gave the answers to the questions we want to ask. So, hey, if you're able to get us an interview with Luol Deng, man, that'd be much appreciated, bro.
We're gonna work on it, man. We're gonna work on it, man. You know he's busy.
I know you're busy too, man, but you gotta put one down for the culture, man.
Even if it's like 15 minutes, even if it's
the
a
culture, man, for the culture. Man. Who else I want to see, man?
I want to see Kenyon, Nooney, Jackson McCoy, Bo Qual.
Okay.
I want to see some of the models out there, man. I want to interview anyone. You know, what I mean, anyone who wants to join the podcast who has a great insight on their field and sports. Come on, we're free to interview
for sure.
But yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on the podcast though?
I ain't tapped in yet. I only saw the clip. I didn't even hear the question. I just heard what when Luol Deng was giving his answer about feeling obligated to give back.
Yeah.
Yeah, like doing your part to give back. Like I always saw that clip, and it was like I definitely should have tapped in. I don't know why I was sleeping, but I'm probably gonna put it on after this just so that I can talk about it the next episode. Because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna have some things to be mad about too.
Yeah. The good thing is they didn't ask all the questions I wanted to ask, so we still got some juicy questions we can ask Luol Deng. But we're gonna keep it with basketball. We're not gonna keep it with the anything outside of basketball. But Ku, did you see it, or do you guys want me to explain what happened?
No, I didn't watch it. You can explain.
Okay. Yeah. So like essentially, he kind of like talked about his upbringings. He said some pretty interesting things, such as like how his parents never watched any of his games until he was in like the NBA. I think his dad watched him play basketball for the first time when they were playing UConn in the Final Four, which is like
that's crazy. I'm like, no, because it's like, yeah, man, that's one thing about Sudanese parents.
Sudanese parents, bro, no matter how successful you are, the only thing they want to go see is a graduation, bro.
That's all that matters.
Don't find out
nothing. Education is the key.
Education is the key, man. His dad was like, Hey, you're going to the NBA after 1 year?
No. You must finish school. No.
Cool, man.
You must have finished school.
Must have finished. His mom is like, wait, so you were just playing basketball in the U.S.? I thought you were in school.
But then, hey, that first year, those gonna tell that nigga, hey, you gotta go back to school. Saw that NBA check today. You know what? You might have came up with something.
Yeah. You know what's crazy is, bro, his mom and his dad did not see any of them play basketball. And his brother, Aju Deng, won a national championship with UConn in 1999. He didn't go to that. So I'm happy that his dad at least like realized it. I don't know if he realized it, but I think since Walt Davis,
it's because like that's the older brother syndrome. Because like me as the older brother, my first come to damn near one of my games.
Yeah, my mom came to maybe like a few, but she went to all my little brother's game, and then more power to my little brother. I'm happy that my mom got to witness him play basketball, and but like you know what I mean, bro.
Yeah, my parents would have came to my games. They would have saw me sitting at the end of the bench. Yeah.
They still screaming. They still gonna give you your flowers.
Sure, they're gonna live stream the whole thing with you just on the bench.
I'll be on Facebook Live the whole time.
They're like, hey, look, look at Sway, look at my son. I'm so proud. He's at the end of the bench.
The basketball team.
Man, that was the funniest thing I saw from that podcast because that shit was too relatable, man. But yeah, let me move on.
Yeah, I love it. At least this shit is universal, man. At least
universal, bro.
That's hilarious, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to the knuckleheads. That was probably one of the like, you know what I mean, like they were understanding. They like Walding because they played against them, but they were understanding. They asked some pretty good questions.
Are the knuckleheads ex-NBA players?
Yeah, the Q Rich, Quinn Richardson, and then D Miles, Black is what they call him. And he actually, I think he is darker than Walding, which is crazy, bro. Hey, and Walding kind of like, yeah, you could actually, you can join the South Sudanese diaspora, bro. He could, bro. One of us. And hopefully, hey, damn, I wish he was still active. He could have been on the team. No one know that he was not South Sudanese. But, so yeah, and then he talked about what's it called? His his relationship with Manute Bol, and I kind of explained it earlier and how like Manute Bol kind of inspired him to like put a little more investment in Africa. But that's pretty much the podcast. They didn't ask really juicy questions because I don't think they understand. They didn't even ask that many basketball questions, but I don't think they understand like culturally like how Africans operate.
Yeah.
So like they kind of let Walding do the talking. So I think we still have an opportunity to ask more in-depth questions if he gives the opportunity. Yeah, such as he did say that he bought buses, right? Buses during the elections in 2000 something, I think 2011, right? He bought buses, a bunch of buses for people to go to the polls and vote for independence. And him and Manute Bol were avid. There's a crazy word segregationist from Sudan, but yeah. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Rightfully so, though.
Yeah. Actually, I know I'm kind of like going on, but like a very important thing about the podcast, he did say they asked him like, they asked him like why he didn't play for Sudan and chose Great Britain, and why he came back. They don't know the difference between Sudan and South Sudan. Really, they don't understand. It's understandable. They're from the U.S.
Yeah.
Kind of explained it like, the reason why I didn't play for Sudan is because I can never agree with Omar al-Bashir and his regime and what they were doing to the South Sudanese people, and that's why I chose to play with Great Britain. And since I was raised in Great Britain, I chose to play for that. But then since the independence, I've done a lot for Great Britain. I still do a lot for Great Britain, but my focus is now on developing South Sudanese players. So what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Rightfully so. Like, I think I was said earlier, like rightfully so. Like how are we gonna like join an army for a general we can't get behind? For like, you know what I'm saying? Like
it's a little shaky, man. It's getting a little too political.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I'm curious to hear that. He's like, you talking about me? Like, who goes back to South Sudan, bro, and then they lock his ass up.
Careful, I'm going back home now.
You have to catch me in Salt Lake City, man. That's the only place you can catch me. But hey, no, but like real life, like I feel that like especially if like it's one thing to be like, you know, I have ties with this country. Like, you know what I'm saying, for respect of like just like already be like we were all born in Sudan, you know what I'm saying, because we were all born before like South Sudan was a country. So like for like the respect, we can be like, oh yeah, we was already born in Sudan, so we can. But then like it's a whole nother thing when the leader of that same country you were born despises your people. Like, you know what I'm saying, like treats us like dirt, like puts us in a bad spot, like for like, you know what I'm saying, like it makes a lot of sense for Luol Deng to do what he did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And like I would have did the same thing. Like,
yeah, and he experienced it because he lived in Sudan and Egypt during the war. So and he experienced a lot of racism in Egypt too. And yeah, cool. Cool. What do you think about that?
No, for sure. Like, it makes sense that, you know, these guys, you know, they didn't know too much of the history and everything that, you know, Sudan has been through with their, you know, segregation and everything. So it's amazing that, you know, that Lual is doing what he's doing for the country, you know, like, for sure, like, he's doing his part, and I feel like we got to do our part as well. But for him to, you know, continue to do what he's done, even after everything he's accomplished. You know, most people, you know, that are in his shoes that accomplished that much, and you know, they probably, you know, go on and just live their life and not, you know, have to worry about anything else but, you know, themselves. But you know, he's very selfless. You know, a very selfless person to, you know, make sure that he's, you know, he's involved in trying to build his country and bring his people together. And you know, we definitely, you know, we got to give Luol Deng his flowers a lot more than we do, because it's just for me, it's inspiring. You know, it's inspiring to me.
Very inspiring.
Very, you know, I've always liked Luol. You know, so
You know, he's won best like most, what's the word, like when you're like the most help, like, you know, just like the coolest player, like you don't do too much, you don't hurt people, you, what's the word, I can't remember the but he always gets voted by NBA players that he's like the most kind player they play
a
against.
genuine person, like a
Genuine, yeah, genuine. Like he plays defense, he plays hard, but he's not out there, you know, playing dirty or anything like that. And every NBA player is voted, I think, multiple times from like 2005 to the time he retired. And then he also won NBA humanitarian award, and I think he won another humanitarian award. So like he's I think he's just a selfless person, bro. And that's just, I don't know, his upbringings. I don't know how his upbringings were, but it seems like he just came from great upbringings from his older brothers and his parents, and also I think Manupal probably influenced him pretty well. Rihan, do you have any thoughts on it?
Nah, but Luol Deng's a hero, bro. Like, dude, really be doing his thing. I don't know why.
Yeah, he does his thing. Yeah. So that's pretty much the pod. It's a very short episode. We don't have much time. Make sure to tune in for the AFCON qualifier games on the 22nd. Team South Sudan plays Morocco. For us in the U.S., man, that's going to be a mission because it's going to be around 5 a.m., 6 a.m., depending on where you live. For other people else on you know, in Africa and in Europe, tap in, bro. Go support the country, and you know, yeah, go support the country, man. That's all I can say.
yeah.
You all got,
Yeah.
well, yeah, man. Y'all got some heroes?
man, God, man. Next time we be seeing you, Kurt, you'll be in Africa.
Yes, sir. I'll be leaving this morning.
Go put on for you know Salt Lake City, the South Sudanese in Salt Lake City, man. You don't know.
Yes,
Let the
sir.
world
Yes,
know.
sir.
Don't know.
For the country, man. For the land. For the land.
Mm-hmm.
I salute you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
I bet. I think we're gonna if when you come back, we'll probably just have a review. I expect everyone on this podcast to watch the games. I mean it. What? And you too, man. Don't be sleeping on the bench.
I'm gonna be locked in. Don't worry.
And yeah, just just check the FIBA website for scores. If you missed a game that is in South Sudan, just check for the scores. But yeah, thank you for watching the podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at YoungSSNation. And yeah,
Lost Boys out.
Lost Boys out. Done though.